Hey guys, welcome to another level 2 calculus viewer question. This was sent to me on Instagram. So I'm kind of back doing some viewer questions when I'm getting some time at the moment. Anyway, let's have a look at this question. What we have got here is a parabola. We don't know what this parabola looks like. We know it could be a positive parabola or it could be a negative parabola. What we do know that there's a tangent to the curve at -1,8. So if I was to kind of like do a rough sketch of this, -1,8 is possibly somewhere there, and another tangent to the curve at 413, so maybe somewhere there. And the tangent at -1,8 cuts the y-axis at 0, -1. So this tangent here cuts it at 0, -1. So those are my points right there, -1,8, and I've got 4 and 13 there. So kind of have a look, and I think it kind of makes the idea that this is going to be a positive parabola, but that really doesn't matter for us. So how are we actually going to go about figuring out A, B, and C? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to write down, I don't know why, I never really like working with y, I prefer f of x. Then I can differentiate this. So f dash of x is equal to 2ax plus b. Now it says that this part right here, the tangent at -1,8 cuts the y-axis at 0, -1. So you've actually got what the gradient is at -1. So we need to figure out what that gradient is. So to figure out a gradient, we're going to write down those 2 points, which is -1 and 8. And then we've got 0 and -1. So I'm going to put this as x1, y1. And then x2, y2. So the gradient is equal to change in y divided by change in x. So in this case, the gradient is going to be -1 minus 8 divided by 0, take away -1. And what happens is I've got -9 over +1, which gives me -9. So basically what it tells me is that f dash of -1 is equal to -9. And that's what I've done here in the yellow part that's actually highlighted and on the diagram itself. So the gradient of that yellow line right here is -9. Okay, so once I have that, what I can then do is I can write my first statement. My first statement is going to be like this: -9 equals 2a times -1 plus b. And if I simplify this, I'm going to get -9 minus 2a plus b. Now I can't really do anything in this situation. I'm going to leave it here. I need to use the other kind of like, I need to use the 2 points on the curve, which is -1,8 and 413, and see if I can figure out an equation, set of simultaneous equations from there. So let me just move all of this here. Sorry, my space is going to get very messy very soon. So what we have got here is we've got the equation of, and in this case I like using y, because when you're working with x and y, it's a lot easier to use that. So we know the 2 points that we're working with. We've got -1 and 8, and we also have 4 and 13. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute the y as 8 in one of the equations and 13 in the next equation, and -1 and 4 wherever x is. So my first equation is going to look like this, where I've got 13 equals a times 4 squared plus b times 4 plus c. Simplifying this, I'm going to get 13 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. Now I'm going to do the same thing with -1 and 8. So I've got 8 equals a times -1 squared plus b times -1 plus c. And when I simplify or expand, well, whatever you want to call it, I've got -1 squared is just 1. So I've got a minus b plus c equals to 8. So the next thing is looking at these 2 equations and kind of separating them out. So I'm going to kind of like go a little bit here. I'm going to put those 2 equations separately. So I've got 13 equals 16a plus 4b plus c. and then I've got 8 is equal to A minus B plus C. Now I can see straight away that I can get rid of the C, because all I have to do is just minus, put a minus between those two things and just eliminate the C's out. So I've got 13 minus 8, which is equal to 5. 16A minus A is equal to 15A. 4B minus B is the same thing as saying 5B. And C minus C is 0. So what you would have noticed is now I've got a set of simultaneous equations, my first one being here and my second one being here, and using those two I can figure out what A and B are. So I'm gonna take this out here. So I've got -9 equals -2A plus B. Rearrange it, so I've got B is equal to -9 plus 2A, and then I'm going to substitute B in the second equation. I've got 5 equals 15A plus 5B, and because I need a different color, what haven't I used before? Red. And because B is equal to this entire thing there, I'm going to get rid of the B, and I'm going to write this as 5 is equal to 15A plus 5 times -9 plus 2A. So expanding the brackets out, I'm going to get 15A. 5 times -9 is -45. 5 and 2A is 10A. And what I've got here is 25A. 5 and 45 comes to the left hand side, and you can kind of see what's happening here. The number is turning out to be a nice number because 25A equals 50, which means A equals to 2. We can go here, put A as 2, and we're going to get -9 plus 4, which gives us -5. Then we need to figure out what C is, and I'm going to use one of these equations. So I'm going to go 8 equals A minus B plus C. So that's, I could use either one. So I could use this equation or this equation. I'm just using the one that's simpler to go with. So A is 2 minus -5 and plus C. So what we've got is 8 equals 7 plus C, which gives us C is equal to 1. So the equation, we've figured out what ABC is, and now we need to figure out the equation of the other tangent. So the other tangent is this green line right there. So to do that, we know the point is 413. We know the gradient function was 2ax plus b, I think it was. Yep. And we also know what a and b are. So we've got 2, a was 2, b was -5. And so f dash of x is actually 4x minus 5. So that's the gradient function. Now we've got to find what the gradient is at 4. So we're going to substitute 4 in there. So 4 times 4 minus 5, that gives us 11. So we've got an m of 11 and the point is 413. So we could just write our equation of a straight line. So we're going to get y minus 13 equals 11 times x minus 4. And that gives us y minus 13 equals 11x minus 44. And we get rid of that 13 to the other side, which gives plus 13. And so that gives us the equation of the straight line that we, of the tangent that we're trying to figure out. 11x minus 31. Now, it's a possibility I might have made a mistake somewhere, but you know, that's pretty much how you actually end up doing this question. And I do apologize for the long video, guys, but it is one of those questions where, yeah, it just takes a lot of time.
Hey guys, that is basically it for this video. As always, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and of course, subscribe to keep up with the latest content. There should be some playlists popping up. Check them out. Good revision material. And as always, thank you for watching.